Okay, good morning and Happy New Year 2024 to everybody, all my viewers. Happy New Year. All the subscribers also, Happy New Year. Everyone on the Animal Paradise Mentorship Club group, Happy New Year to you. And most of the things I wanted to talk about today, I wanted to share them. Most of the things I want to talk about today, I wanted to share them on the mentorship club group, but I decided to just make a video of it and send it to YouTube and then copy the link and send to the mentorship club group. It will go far like that and reach more people like that. Though I wanted to type those things, but typing takes time. Happy New Year, Mentorship Club Group. Happy New Year 2024. Animal Paradise Forum. Happy New Year to you guys too. Animal Paradise Farm WhatsApp Group. Yeah. Happy New Year to you guys. I would have loved to mention names, but I will not be able to exhaust all the names. And then mentioning some people and not mentioning some people, it's not really so okay. I've seen it. So I like what they are doing. I like what people are doing in the Animal Paradise Farm WhatsApp group. Yeah. Then all the guys at Animal Paradise free group, Animal Paradise Farm WhatsApp free group. Yeah. Happy New Year to you guys too. But please try to migrate, try to move up from that group to one of the other group, because most things are happening on those other group. Yeah, things are happening there. The Animal Paradise Farm WhatsApp group, things are happening. The mentorship club group, that one is just excellent on its own. A lot of the mentorship club members are taking advantage of their membership, and they are really gaining it. All those times I say I'm traveling, I used to run up and down from one farm to another and all those are the farms of the mentorship club members. For those who want me there, I run down there, do one or two things, run back and all that. So if you're a member of the mentorship club, I can come to your farm. Yeah, we'll come to your farm, say hello to you, help to talk to the workers, tell them one or two things, and so on and so forth. That's for the mentorship club group. Yeah, so that's that. Happy New Year, everybody. Those guys that are not in all those group, and then you're the first, it's going to be the first time seeing Animal Paradise video. Happy New Year to you. This is 2024. As a person, I'm not that kind of a person that is so excited about many things. I'm more focused on what I'm chasing rather than celebrating. I've seen it. Like I said, there was no prophecy that we're not going to see 2024. So why are you jumping up and down as if you were told you will see the year and now you saw the year, so you're not happy? So it's a thing we will see. We will say it's many more years. We'll see many more years. So that's that. To me, I see every day and every year as a challenge. 2024, I'm 1 year older, so I got to achieve more. I got to dream more. I got to chase more. I seen it. We are 1 year older. As you sleep and wake, as you celebrate every new year, you are getting close to the day you will check out from this earth. You're getting close to it every day. So don't let your old age catch you unaware. And you come and say, hey, I'm 70 now. I didn't know. It was just like yesterday. So see every new day, every new year as a challenge rather than a celebration. And the children can celebrate. The adults, the men, the fathers, they have responsibilities. They have bills to pay. They have responsibilities. And so we should focus on putting things down that will help give the family a comfortable life, and us too, so that when we are retiring, at a not so far, not so old an age, we will retire with many things planted, many things planted, many things producing money to make the children comfortable. I said it. So we should drive, we should push, we should move. Yeah, move, do more, do more, do more, do more, do more, because you're going to retire. One day you're going to retire. And so when you retire, you relax. Now that you still have energy, do more. That's that for that. Let's come back to what I want to say today. It's a pity that the dry season is just starting directly. This is just January. A lot of farms have run out of feed. So it's just January. A lot of farms have run out of feed. They have run out of feed. There is feed shortage crisis right now. Some farm overstock. Their stock, the animals are more than the feed that they store up, and then it's creating a vacuum. My friend bought bad feed. He bought feed worth of, I think, close to 5 million naira, and a high percentage of it was bad. That's why he is having feed crisis there. He spent money to buy feed in lorries. They brought them, but the feeds were bad. More than, I think, close to 80% of that feed was bad, based on what I saw. Though it was in the night, but they were bad. And he has exotic breed in there. You know those exotic breed, Between exotic breed and Sahel, I don't actually know which one is more fragile. They are really, really just tender. They are just like a tender baby. Are you seeing it? Like I said, if it was in my place, or it is cattle's, those bad feed can go. The Nigerian dwarf you throw it for them, and they will eat it. If it's going to disturb them, they will leave it. If it's Nigerian dwarf, if it's cattle's, they're going to match that feed. But for those other kind of exotic breed, you just have to be careful. And the kind of a low percentage of toxic that will worry them, it will not worry these our rascal animals, these Nigerian dwarf rascal animals. Irrespective of how the Nigerian dwarf is, they are my favorite. they are troublesome, they cost money, they disturb, they worry, you can't control them, but I like them. I just like them. They are very friendly. They are most friendly, and they understand you. The Nigerian dwarf will understand you very, very fast. I think so. Let's leave that aside. So they have fish shortage. A lot of people are having feed shortage right now, but we will overcome. Yes, we will overcome the fish shortage. Most people planted grasses during the rainy season, and then I think maybe I also started the sensitization of the brachiaria grass on a very later time. So most people planted, and then the grass, as it was growing, the dry season came up, and then it began to go down again. Are you seeing it? So even though they have it there, it was not up to a preservable stage before the dry season step came, and then some who were up to preservable stage were not able to buy a silage machine to ensile it, and then the rainy season was not allowing them to turn it to hay. So everything and they were not having a kind of a shade where you can spread it for rain not to meet it, then breeze to dry it, where you can wheat the grass. They were not having a kind of a place to wheat the grass, and all those things just came together and caught many unawares, and then also make many not to be able to preserve feed. But anyhow, we will overcome. One of the ways we're going to overcome is to source out in your locality some of the things you can use to just pass over. some of the things you can feed them to help them cross this season. And then this feed shortage, the aftermath effect is that it's going to lead some of the pregnant animals to miscarriage. So we're in January now. Most of them that are pregnant, because they're not going to be feeding well for January, February, March, they may have miscarriage. So you're going to see that because of that feed shortage, many people will not be able to get two kids. Their animals will not kid 2 times this year. They won't kid 2 times this year. They will be okay. They may survive, but the shortage of feed may not be able to help to make the pregnant ones to sustain the pregnancy. That's one of the disadvantages. I see that sometimes when they do get that miscarriage, you may not know. If you are not a kind of someone that really understands their system, you may not know. But if you are in the south, you can get some persons that are uprooting their cassava. The leaves, they don't need the leaves. Your workers can harvest the leaves. This season, people used to get cassava January, February, March. When they are broke, they won't be harvesting the cassava. They'll be saying that the ground is hard, but the grasses are, the leaves are there. Your animals can feed on those leaves. They can feed on those leaves. And then the fact that a grass is dried in the field doesn't mean your animals can't eat it. It doesn't also mean it cannot nourish them. So if you see some field of dry grasses or drying grasses, let your workers see, cut it and give it to your animals. It's just for a few days. And within 60 days, all these things will be over. Sometimes if one rain even fall now, any rain that fall now, new grasses will sprout out from the ground. I've seen it. Meanwhile, try to get your workers to clear around the perimeter of your fence. This dry season, fire used to enter bush and burn grasses. If you have planted grasses, as hybrid grasses or expensive grasses, you have planted them, it will not be good for fire to burn them. So tell your workers to clear around the perimeter where the grasses are. They will clear like 25 feet away from the grass. They will clear it, they will sweep it, they will clear it and remove everything that can make fire cross into the pasture. I seen it. They'll clear it and make sure fire doesn't cross into the pasture. And then if your farmhouse is not, your pen is not in the fence compound, also clear. Even though it's in the fence compound, also clear around the farmhouse, the pen and the farmhouse, so that fire will not mistakenly cross over and burn down the pen and roast the goats. I say clear around it. The farmers know what I'm talking about. They have a way of clearing around a place if they don't want fire to enter into it. I don't actually know the English word for it, but I know my language word for it. In my language, they call it you sweep the farm. And you sweep the farm. They have to sweep around the parameters. They'll clear it. They'll weed it, that there will be no leaf, no stem, nothing, just soil. Fire cannot pass the soil. I've seen it. So they should do that. The farm, the farmhouse, the pen, the field you have planted. If you have planted bracharia field, alfalfa field, mulatto field, sweep it round so that fire will not enter inside. And so that fire will not enter. Some of your grasses may be like you have a bracharia rusizensis. Some of them may be very dry. Don't worry. The seed are inside the ground there. Any rain that comes is going to sprout out again, and your field will be thicker than before. Your bracharia field will be thicker than before. I've seen it. So let them sweep around the farm. If they sweep around the farm, it will help to keep fire at bay. I've seen it. And then if you having shortage of feed, let your workers go around, source out for feed. There are some grasses that are not totally dry. They can cut them, give them to your goat. This season now, your goat can be feeding on cassava leaves, cassava peels. Cassava peels will be properly dried for 3 days. You dry minimum of 3 days. They should be very, very dried. And then anyone that has a mucor, get rid of it. Don't add anyone that's having mucor on it or mold on it. Get rid of it. Fresh ones, dry them. There's sun now. Dry them. Dry them. You can even bag them. After drying them, you can bag them. It will serve for some time. Get let your workers go around. Get bamboo leaves. Bamboo leaves doesn't dry up this season. Goats do eat bamboo leaves. Goats do eat palm tree. The palm tree leaves. they do eat it. The only thing about bamboo leaf and palm tree leaves is that if you are feeding them to your goats just to carry them through the season, make sure you give. There's a lot of water where they are drinking. They are drinking trough. There should be water uninterruptedly inside, because sometimes if they eat that palm leaf or bamboo leaf and they don't get water to drink, their neck will will be swollen, and they'll have a kind of a swollen neck. Though later, after 3 days, it will disappear again because of water. I think when there's the muscle in their neck is strained. I said, but let there be enough water this season. And then mango tree. If you have mango trees available in your area, please bring down the trees, bring down the leaves for your goats to eat. Let them eat. Once rain comes, the mango will have its trees, its leaves back again. But before rain will come, we need to keep the goats alive. All these things I'm mentioning now, though mango leaves is very, very nutritious to the animals, bamboo leaves and palm tree leaves may not be so nutritious, but it is just to save the situation. And the goats got to feed, they got to put something in their room, and they have to have food inside their stomach. I've seen it. So all these can stylishly help us to pass the season. If you see where they're harvesting cassava, please carry the leaves. They need the stem to plant again, but they don't need the leaves. And the leaves are always on the lighter part of the stem, so they don't actually need it. Get it, go and feed it to your goat. And then if you know any area where there is river close to your place or swamp, super napier may be there. Like in our Edo State here now, most of the rivers towards my direction that way have super napier. In the flooded, there's an area that used to get flooded. They have super napier. If you're having goats, cut the super napier leaves. Don't cut the stem, because they will not eat the stem. And the harder part of the stem, don't cut that one. You can even cut the softer part of the stem plus the leaf. Feed it to them. And then later in the year, go back to that place, get the stems and plant it in your farm. If you have a crusher, crush it. If you have a crusher, crush the super napier. A crusher means chaff cutter. Chaff cutter. Use chaff cutter to chop it into smaller particles. If you have Hausa goats, they may eat those the stem. Hausa goat and the exotic breed, they can eat the stem. The Nigerian dwarf does not eat the stem. They don't even like the leaf, but when there's no food, they will manage it. They'll manage it. But the Hausa goats eat more. They will eat many of the things you give them. So get the stem and get the leaves, chaff cut them. If you don't have a chaff cutter, get as many. Let your boys use cutlass to cut them. They use cutlass to cut them as if you're slicing vegetable to cook soup. And just cut them. It may not be so small, but just putting it on the wood and using cutlass to hit it, cut into smaller particles, pour it for them. They will eat much of it like that. Super napier. And then also dongoyaro leaves. Even though dongoyaro leaves is medicinal, if your goats can eat them, feed them to the goats. Bitter leaf, even though everywhere is drying up now, some the hybrid bitter leaf is still there. And there's some bitter leaf that is hybrid. The local ones have smaller leaves. The hybrid have bigger and wider leaves. Those ones used to survive in this season. And there are some places you just see them many. Cut them, go and feed them to your goats. If you get dongoyaro, go and feed them to your goats. And then you try as much as possible also to be adventure. And just find anything you know they can eat that is not poisonous to them. Use it to help them survive this season of Joseph and Pharaoh in Nigeria. Joseph and Pharaoh in Nigeria. When there was no food in Egypt, Joseph had to tell Pharaoh, look, do this and do this and do this, and then you'll be able to carry your people along. So we should also try to carry our animals along. And the season caught us unaware, or rather we were not fully, most of us were not fully prepared as we should be, but we will overcome. I'm saying that with confidence because in years past we were there, Sometimes when you hear me say that if you have 10 goats, it's like having 30 children. One goat is times three. You like have 50 goats. How do you feed these 50 goats? How do you give them food to eat? All the grasses are dried. We were there some years ago, you know. But anyhow, we will overcome. I see, because they are ruminants. They are ruminants. They'll just give them things, give them things, give them things. They will eat and survive. I seen it. They will eat and survive. So you don't go get hypertension because your grasses are dried up, there's no feed around and all those kind of stuff. Don't get hypertension over it. If you don't, all these things I've said, if they are not available to you, go to the nearest kara. Those animals in the market, they used to eat. Your own will eat. I seen it. Your own will eat. And then some of those people making a camo in town and so many other things, fried potato and all that, you can just be browsing around, getting the peels of the potatoes, getting the peels of those people roasting plantain, get their peels. Those people making pap. There's what we call pap, akamu. Every Nigerian person can relate with the word akamu. The akamu. There's a shaft that they have as leftovers. You can actually use that to feed your goat. I've seen it. And then if you go to the market where they sell beans, there is something that dust away from beans. They have it in all those southern markets, even though there's the major beans shaft feed that comes from the north. But those other guys who sell normal beans in Nigeria, in the southern market, they have those things that dust away. Some keep them, waiting for you to come buy them. You can actually buy them this season and use it to feed your goats. Give them small. You ration the feed for them. The ones you give them by 10 o'clock, you ration it, and then you ensure that every one of them take. If you have to separate the bigger ones from the smaller ones, just to ensure that the feed is able to they are able to take in small things, it's just for some time. I've seen it. Separate the bigger ones from the smaller ones. Keep the bigger ones outside. Lock the smaller ones inside. Though it's not going to be easy to separate them in the Nigerian dwarf, but just find a way of separating them. Feed them so that everybody can take small thing. They can take small thing. I've seen it. When they take small thing, give them water. Then allow them to go and graze in the field. Even though the fields are dry, let them graze. They will still see one or two things to pick. Like I said before, the fact that a grass is dried doesn't mean that goats will not eat it. It doesn't also mean that it will not nourish the goats. It will nourish them. I've seen it. Dry feed. I think that dry feed do better on goats than wet feed. I think so, because they're eating dry feed, they'll be getting fat. I've seen it. They'll be getting fat. Apart from those made wet feed that you have to add some kind of supplement and all those like molasses and all those things that help them to grow fat. I've seen if you just allow them to eat normal fresh grasses, the dry ones is a little bit better. I've seen it. So just go around, get those corn shaft, buy feed. You can even buy wheat offal. Wheat offal, I think a bag of wheat offal, depends on where you are in Nigeria, should be between 6,000 and 11,000. Depends on where you are in Nigeria. Some areas is 6,000 if you are buying directly from the company. Directly from the company or from the direct agent in the company, you may get up to 6,000, and if you are buying a large quantity, you may get like 6,000. But if you're going to buy in after the wheat offal have gone through a lot of the supply, a lot of chain downward, the major distributor bought from the company, sold to the other guy, sold to the other guy, the other guy sold to the other guy. At the end, you get to the market, you may get it as high as 11,000, depends on where you are. Some 8,000, 9,000, 11,000, depends on where you are in Nigeria. You will get it for that amount. I said it. So get wheat offal. That wheat offal, you can use it to mix. You mix it with some other things, even that beans stuff I talk about. Mix it with wheat offal, give them to eat. Sometimes that wheat offal, you can even put it in water. Once you put it like 5 liters of water, you put like 2 cup, normal cup that they're using to eat. You put it so they drink it as a kind of tea, but it will make them fat. Yeah, you mix it with water, make them fat. You can even give them dry. It will still help them If you give it to them dry, just put as powder. The only thing is that if they eat it dry, it will make them cough. But that cough is not something you worry about, because it's the dryness of the feed that is giving them that cough. Are you seeing it? So you can still buy is it what was that? Is it arawa? Yes, granite leaves. You can get that thing is available in almost every kara. The people selling animals like that better. Just go to any kara, you can buy that and give to your animals. You can just still go around, even though everywhere is dry. Find riverine areas. In the riverine areas, there are wet and fresh grasses. Are you seeing it? Get those guys. Where desperate times call for desperate actions. Get those guys that can clear one chain a day. If you can get 2 or 3 of them, I think one chain a day may be like 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira, depends on those how much they take. Get 3 of them, let them really clear that chain for you in the riverine area and gather all those grasses. Tie them up into bales. Use rope to tie them. If you even need to hire a vehicle to carry it down to your farm, carry. If you have your vehicle, hire one person, let it clear one chain for you. Hire another person, let him bind it for you. He will clear and bind. One will be clearing, one will be binding. Maybe the one clearing, you give him 2,000. Maybe the one binding, you also give him 2,000. At the end, maybe you buy for 3,000. That's about 7,000. With that 7,000 naira, you can feed your animals for 2 days. Whatsoever they will clear from one chain. One chain is about 66 feet by 66 feet. Whatsoever they will clear out for you for 66 feet by 66 feet, you will be able to share it into 2 days. Are you seeing it? So you pay the guy clearing, you pay the guy binding, you will bind and load, you buy for in your car. You will carry that feed for 2 days. That feed can serve for 2 days. The day you reach there, share it into 2, give them one. The other one, keep it somewhere. The next day, feed it to them 2 times. So with 3,500 naira, 7,000 divided by 2, you will feed them in a day. You will feed all of them in a day. Just locate the river. The rivers, some rivers don't get dry. As far as they don't get dry, grasses are there. And grasses are around there. Have you seen it? So if you say you don't see feed to buy, or maybe the available ruminant feed is expensive, because you may not be able to be buying so expensive feed to feed your animals, go improvise. Go to riverine area. Fresh grasses are there. The fresh grasses may not be the hybrid grasses that makes your animal grow faster, but it will not let them starve. So even though it's not going to make them fat fast, it will not make them lean or starve. So remember, it is just for some time. January is here now. Before we sleep and wake up, February will be here. Between now and February, rain will fall. If rain falls, some grasses will pick up. Then that will serve. Are you seeing it? So go to that riverine area, make feed available for your goats, let them eat and survive this season. Are you seeing it? And then if you have borehole where you planted your grasses, you don't have to worry about rain. Spray your grasses from your borehole, from your source of water. Just pump it. If there's electricity there, use electricity to be more economical. Use electricity, spray those grasses. You don't even have to let them dry. Once every night be spraying from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Spray. After spray, you go and sleep. You know what you're doing. Are you seeing it? If you have a way of creating drip lines on it to be wetting them, fine. If you can create that, fine. If you can use a ray gun, if you can, fine. If you cannot use that it is hose, normal hose you can use. It will only stress you more, but it will still get the job done. Are you seeing it? And you can even share the duties for your workers. One will start by 6 o'clock and wet till 8 o'clock. Another one will start by 8 o'clock and wet till 10 o'clock. Remember, desperate times call for desperate actions. And then it is just for some time. So it may be extra stress, but wet the grasses. Every night be wetting it. In the daytime, they're taking sun for photosynthesis. In the night, they get water. In the day, they get sun. In the night, they get water. In the day, they get sun. You will still have grasses to feed your animals. I've seen it. Somehow, the Nigerian man will find solution. The Nigerian man will survive. He will find solution to any problem he encounters. Are you seeing it? So, if you cannot even do that, there is a way the Northerners used to dig. They used to dig track, irrigation track, in between their crops. And you can dig irrigation track, especially for those people that planted all the Rosizensis and Mulatto, and because we plant them on a line in between two lines of the Resistences or the Mulatto, you can create a line. That line, water, you put water at this beginning, the water start flowing to the end. You put water from this beginning, start flowing to the end. Are you seeing it? You can't do that and get the ground irrigated. Get the ground irrigated and let your crops survive. And then if maybe you have been doing that since maybe November, by now you should be able to cut some of those grasses, and then you start wetting again, and they will all spring up again in another 1 month or 60 days again. They'll spring up again. So anyhow, find solution, find a way to keep the animals, keep the grasses growing, so the animals can also eat and be growing. This is animal paradise. Don't get discouraged. Success doesn't come easy. So don't just think that you're going to do like you just walk the way you were planning it when you were drawing it on top of the table. That's not how it is in real life. Oh. When you're dreaming it, that's not how it is in real life. In real life, you meet real obstacles. Sometimes you have borehole in your farm. You even want to spray your grasses. You just pump the borehole, the machine become bad. The machine will be bad. You pump it, you have to go buy another machine. It's like that. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes you want to use gen. The gen is faulty. Life is so. If you have something you're chasing, you'll be meeting different obstacles. Don't get discouraged. Quitters don't win. Winners don't quit. Are you seeing it? So don't quit if you want to win. Are you seeing it? Don't quit. This is January. I'm going to make another video just now. This is January. If you're going to be successful at the end of this year in your goat farming, it is between now and on the 10th that will determine it. What you're able to do between now and on the 10th will determine how successful you will be by December 2024. Are you seeing it? So don't get discouraged. Do everything to ensure that you get successful in goat farming. This is Animal Paradise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Animal Paradise Farm. Like our page on Facebook, Animal Paradise Farm. We have different WhatsApp groups. There is a WhatsApp community, the community of animal goat farmers, stroke other animal farmers. They are there sharing experiences, telling their stories, also helping us to get contacts. And there are some people that know people that you don't know. We're talking about pelletizing machine. Somebody just sent the contact of someone. I've seen it. There's foreign ones, there is locally fabricated ones with a hammer mill also. And so those groups is a community. There's a reason why I use the word community. Everybody work together for the same purpose. I've seen it, to ensure that each of the goat farms are successful. We all join our hands together to make it so. So you can join any of the group if you like. Send me a message on WhatsApp and then we'll add you to the group. This is Animal Paradise Farm. There's a point I want to share today. I'm going to go and do that video now. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye-bye.